Global warming is affecting me in an unexpected and rather sad way. My family plot that my dad bought in 1952 is behind me, and it is now being flooded by the unusual weather patterns and the tides.
So the water comes into the inlet here, which
Yeah.
is Little Harbor?
Yeah, and it used to do it very, very occasionally. Well, years ago it didn't do it at all. But in the past 10 years, occasionally the tide would come dangerously close and you'd go, ooh. But now it's actually flooding. And it's flooding more often. And you can see the seagrass and the dead crabs and stuff. My whole family's buried there. My mother and my father, my sister who died when I was 15, and most recently my son is buried there. I'm the end of the line, and I feel a responsibility to resolve the problem. If I died tomorrow, I could be buried there. I already have my headstone, and that would be okay with me. But I can't guarantee that I'm going to die and be buried before the water is permanently over those markers. And that distresses me. It's a private cemetery owned by the occupants and governed by a board of trustees. I went to the annual meeting, and then they had and they were aware of the problem, and they said they were looking into it. They had another meeting in June, but that was for board members only. But I heard in talking to one of the trustees that they had surveyed the area, and they're considering, but they don't know if they'll be able to do it financially, adding fill, creating a bit of a seawall over in that section, the lowest section, and then adding 2 feet of fill. They'd have to remove all the markers, map where they were, and then replace them exactly above the remains. Very expensive. My trustee that I was talking to is just shaking his head, millions of dollars. Another option is there are some spaces left in a columbarium above ground up the hill that will probably not be bothered by the tides. You can buy into the columbarium and disinter your family and put them up there, and then get rid of the stones that are left here, and replace the sod or whatever.
And how many family members do you have here now?
There are 4, but my headstone is also there, so the total will be 5. There'll be 5 cremains, because that's our family tradition. Columbariums are $5,500 a piece, and I would need to purchase 2. It wasn't what my parents had in mind. It wasn't what they chose. My mother used to think this was a wonderful, calm, tranquil, contemplative spot, and beautiful. Do I do that? I don't know. The odd thing is that the columbarium was a gift from a family named Cotton, Daniel and Jean Cotton, and they were friends of my parents for like 40 years. They were in the town of Cohasset. That would be kind of, I don't know, ironic. You know, I'm 70. I'm trying to wrap things up. I'm trying to get rid of stuff that I don't need. I thought this was settled.